Hi, good evening to everybody and welcome you guys to our UBX Academy podcast episode number 16. Right, tonight it's our session on Crypto 101. Right, our trainer for tonight will be Queenie, where he will be sharing, all right, some basic knowledge and informations about cryptocurrencies. All right. But of course, before we pass the mic over to him, all right, if you guys do have any friends who want to find out or get to know a little bit more about cryptocurrency, some knowledge, basic informations, you can join us. All right. And before the start of the sessions tonight, I will be making some going through some announcement, recent updates of our UBX platform. All right. So I will give me a moment. I'll share my screen right now. Okay. So just to inform you guys, as our Lunar New Year, which is also Chinese New Year, will be around the corner, which is actually 2 days later. Tomorrow will be our Eve. All right. So from the 28th of January at 12 a.m. New York, Singapore time, which is actually tonight after 12 a.m. All right, in Singapore, that will be our Chinese New Year Eve. Okay, so during this Spring Festival or Lunar New Year Festival, right, the UBX platform is launching a red packet bonanza, all right, to celebrate the New Year together with a daily airdrop rewards. Okay, so in your announcement, you can actually see this. So as we celebrate a new year for the Chinese, all right, community in the whole world. Okay, UBX platform is actually having this campaign from January 28th to February 5th. Okay, 2359. As you can see, as long as any users who participates in staking transaction during this campaign, all right, which is starting from tonight, 12 a.m. or tomorrow, 28th, okay, each user can stand a chance to claim a red packet. Okay, so total there will be a 1,000 lucky user who will be randomly selected by the system, right? And the reward will be in USDT. Okay, so if you participate in staking transaction during this period, you will be able to stand a chance to win a airdrop. Okay, so this airdrop will be the rewards will be distributed to the user's account within 7 days after campaigns ends, which is uh the following week after Monday. All right. So users must complete any amount of staking transaction during campaign period to qualify for that day's draw. The more staking transaction, the higher the chances of winning. All right. So basically, this is where you can see the information. Okay. In summary, stand to win the rewards of USDT airdrops when you actually participate in staking, all right, on the 28th to the 5th of February. Okay, every single day you have a chance to win an airdrop. All right. So now let's move on to our next announcement. Recently, if for members who have joined me yesterday, all right, in my OPP sharing session, okay, you guys will know that yesterday we talked about a new launch, all right, of our UBC token, right? So, but there was an announcement made because in regard with the delay in launching of the UBC and USDT trading, as there's some technical issue, all right, for some optimization of the system functions and performance upgrade, the launch of UBC/USDT trading pair will be postponed, right? But of course, I believe some of members who realize that the UBC staking has been opened, okay? So for those who actually already started staking the UBC trade staking stake mining. All right. Don't worry, there will be a UBC to USDT instant conversion feature. All right, they will be live tomorrow. This allows you to cash out your UBC and convert them into USDT if you need it. All right. But the launch of the UBC/USDT trading pair will be announced separately, right? So you can start doing your staking to start mining and own and hold UBC first. If you need to, from tomorrow onwards, you can do an instant swap, right, conversion in the platform first, while the official trading pair of UBC will be announced separately. All right. So with this, I'd like to share another very, very good, exciting information, which is, all right, there's a special New Year event where you stake your UBX and USDT for the UBC mining, right? For limited time only. This is a limited time offer. You can enjoy an exclusive 1% daily return for a staking period of 90 days. All right. So previously itself for our UBC staking, if you look at the system itself, okay, let's go to the earn part. Okay. So you realize for the new UBC mining itself, okay, you can see that for a 30 days period is 0.7, 90 days is supposed to be 0.8, okay. Then after that, 360 days, the maximum is actually 1%. But right now, okay, right now, there's a special event, which is this one, okay? Take a look, make sure you find this, all right? During the event promotion, the 90 days contract, all right, is going to give you 1% interest daily. So people, all right, users who start staking during this event for this UBC mining for 90 days, a special promotion, limited time offer, you'll be getting 1% daily interest, all right, for the next 90 days until your contract ends. Okay. So, all right, the event period is the 26th of January, okay, which is yesterday, from the beginning of UBX until the 5th of February. Okay. So within this period from yesterday to 5th of February, if you start staking UBC and start mining UBC token, all right, your interest rate will be at 1% for the next 3 months. All right. So you have to make sure that you are actually getting the 90 days at 1% promotion staking. All right. So this is our updates for today. Now, we will not talk about the utility and the potential of UBC. For those who have joined us yesterday, you might have known of it. For those who did not, we will do the training or even the sharing of UBC and the potential of UBC and what UBC is all about, right, in our following podcast. So stay tuned and look at our podcast daily podcast with our topics itself. We will be talking about UBC soon. Last but not least, one more announcement. All right. During the Chinese New Year period, all right, the UBX Academy will be actually doing a red packet airdrop campaign on the first day and the second day of Lunar New Year, which is on this coming Wednesday and Thursday. All right, these 2 days we will be having our Lunar New Year airdrop. So you guys can actually join us on our podcast and stand a chance to walk away with our UBX tokens airdrops. Okay, only exclusively on Wednesday and Thursday's podcast. Wednesday will be our OPP, where I'll be sharing about the opportunity of UBX platform. All right, breakdown of how we can actually grow and make together and earn with UBX exchange. And on Thursday will be the part 2 of the Crypto 101, which will be shared by our trainer, Queenie. All right. So today, all right, officially let us introduce and give a round of applause at wherever you are to Queenie to share with us more basic information, all right, on Crypto 101. So pass the mic to Queenie.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, mic test. Give me a second.
有，问题是我不可以 exit，我 exit 不到，不可以。I lost the function. What? 听不到讲话。嗯
So give us a second.
No, that's nice. Which one would be first? I
Okay, sorry for the interruption just now. Just now we have our mic having some problems. Okay, so yes, today we'll be actually touching on decoding blockchain. Previously, we have shared about what is cryptocurrency. So, cryptocurrency, remember I mentioned before, cryptocurrency require a digital ledger, which is actually a blockchain. So, blockchain is actually essentially a decentralized ledger, distribution ledger book. It's like a stored data in a block that links together in a chronological order, while additional database is centralized and controlled by which is not controlled by any single entity. Okay, so let us start. So blockchain is a revolutionary technology that actually unpin cryptocurrencies. So and it has far-reaching applications across various industry. Many industry are actually using them, and is using them like a digital ledger and records all the transactions across different networks. Okay, so next, let us take a look. How does actually blockchains work? Okay, so actually blockchain requires blockchain can be actually used as a transaction initiations. Okay, how why would I say it actually creates a broadcast to a specific network, depend on what kind of blockchain you are using. So it can be used as sending a cryptocurrency from one person to another. So next, you can actually use blockchain to verify certain network by using nodes. So nodes in the network actually used to validate the transaction using consensus merchants mechanisms. So it can also adding to blockchain by actually verifying transactions which is grouped in a block. So block to block are actually linked together to form a chain. So when this chain actually works together, it ensure all participants agree on certain transaction validity. So example like the most common examples are actually proof of work by solving complex computation puzzles, or even proof of stake, where validators actually choose based on their staking in the network. So actually, blockchains is actually has multiple purpose of to use it. So let us take a look some of the applications that blockchains works on. So like I mentioned last week before, it actually works on cryptocurrency. So like there's some digital currency like blockchain bitcoins, the common blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum. They are also using these tokens to actually uh, service as gas fee for the blockchain. So this enable peer-to-peer transaction without intermediaries. So next, there's this decentralized finance are also using blockchain. So these financial services, we it do not require intermediaries like banks. It allows lending and borrowing easier without using bank services. So even like supply chain able to actually track goods in real time to ensure transparency and authenticity. So next we have the smart contract. A lot of projects or even platforms like to use the smart contracts because all these contracts cannot be altered. It actually is a self-executing contract whereby terms and codings are already planned into these smart contracts, and nothing can amend the contracts inside the blockchain. The most common use is actually Ethereum to create the smart contracts. So even healthcare, are you also using this blockchain to actually secure or store medical records to ensure the patient's data privacies? So voting system, whereby we mentioned before, blockchain is very is tamper-proof. It actually provide transparency and tamper-proof mechanisms for voting. So in certain places, real estate is also using blockchain to facilitate property transactions and maintain ownership securely. So when we talk about blockchain, there is actually this term called layers. Blockchains have many layers. What are layers actually? So blockchain layer are always referred to different kind of architectural level that makes up the blockchain ecosystem. So each serves a specific function to ensure scalability, security, and decentralizations. So this layer helps organize blockchain's technology operation from foundation infrastructure to user face face inter applications. So let's take a look at what are the blockchains. What kind of blockchain layer are there? So first, there is this layer 0, which is often referring to the infrastructure layer. So this layer actually forms the foundation of blockchain ecosystem and supports multi-layer one blockchain. It focuses on connectivity, interoperability, and scalability. So there's a few examples of blockchain layer 1, layer 0. Example like Polkadot or Cosmo, they are actually considered layer 0 blockchain layer. So next, we have the commonly called as layer 1 core blockchain. What are these actually? So layer 1 is actually considered core blockchain network where all primary operation takes place. It includes the consensus mechanism, native tokens, and smart contract executions. So the very common examples are Bitcoin, Ethereum network, and Binance Smart Chain. These are considered all layer 1 core blockchain. So there are actually layer 2. What is layer 2? Layer 2 is actually a scalability and extension layer. This is the scalability solution for most of the blockchain out there, layer 1 blockchain out there. So these layer 2 solutions are actually built on top of layer 1 to address its certain limitations, such as scalability and transaction speed. They reduces the load on all layer 1 by processing some transaction of delay. So let us take a few examples like the Lightning Network, Optimism, and Arbitrum in Ethereum. They are all considered as layer 2. And not forgetting Solana is also a layer 2 blockchain. These are actually used to assist the limitations set found in all the layers 1 projects. Okay, not forgetting the last layer, which is actually layer 3. What is a layer 3? It's actually an application layer. So whereby layer 3 focus on user-facing applications and service built on all the blockchain. So example like D-app. All the D-app is actually called as layer 3 applications. functions like Uniswap or even PancakeSwap, OpenSea, they are all the layer 3 application. Usually these applications allow interface user interactions easier to interact with the blockchain services. So let us take a look at the whole. So what are the purpose of the layer 0 to layer 3 architecture in blockchain? So usually when you see the layer 0, it usually has a purpose. The infrastructure is an infrastructure of the whole blockchain. Example is actually allow cross-chain communications. It also allow to facilitate and help assist or most of the layer 1 to communicate because of the complexity of all the layer 1. So it enable the provide infrastructure to the host multiple independent blockchain. So the layer 1 is actually the core, just mentioned, is the core blockchain. Most of them is actually Bitcoin and Ethereum. They are mostly used as contract or transactions used in the blockchain. So let us go on to why blockchain as a specialized database. Because as you know, blockchain is a distributions used to distribute ledgers and store data in blockchain. It actually has a few, let's go take a look. Many has actually used blockchain to serve as database. So how does blockchain serve as database? Actually, blockchain store all the data in blocks where they are chained together, whereas traditional data storage is stored in table, row, and columns, like probably in Excel file formats. So in blockchain, to use as a data storage, data in blockchains are replicated across multiple nodes, which is contain multiple users. They are actually unlike centralized database whereby one entity actually manage this and store the data. So a very common understanding about how blockchain is used is actually able to serve a very transparent and secure uh, uh, ways for keeping data. So these are some uses of the roles that actually act as database in the blockchain. So for transaction records, every transaction is actually is logged and validated in blocks. And they have ownership, they actually keep ownership details, private, all the public private keys are associated with the wallets. So in crypto, blockchain actually also uses smart contract to actually program are actually stored and executed on chain. So the state chain is actually the account balance or token transfer can be actually recorded in all the blockchain. So for example, like in Bitcoins, blockchain is used to track who owns how many Bitcoin by recording every transaction ever made. So in Ethereum, the blockchain track both transaction and the state of smart contract. So let us compare what is the difference between traditional database and the difference between keeping data on the blockchain and the traditional method. I've made some comparison. Okay, so let's take a look. So for blockchain, it actually is actually decentralized. It's actually managed by nodes. It's not controlled by anyone, not controlled by any single entity or even any admin like traditional database. So data is immune once written, so I would say it cannot be altered once the contract is made on the blockchain or once a confirmation has been made on the blockchain. Whereas traditional database can be modified or even being deleted by a single person. So in the blockchain, it's actually the data structure is a appeal-only ledger. Unlike the traditional database, it's actually able to create, read, update, and delete. So when we're looking at the consensus, it only uses consensus mechanism for validations, and traditional do not require. It can be actually uh, removed. The records can be removed as and when the uh, control admin likes. Okay, but blockchain actually, because of due to the uh, distribution, due to the validations, it actually somehow slower the speed is actually slower in times. Actually, like the Bitcoin or even Ethereum, the contract sometimes actually take minutes to confirm. Unlike traditional database, can actually go on faster and faster transaction because a person can actually stay on to key in all the records throughout a few hours and keep all the records in the Excel file. So give me a second. Okay, so for transparency, for blockchain, the public and is very transparent. The public actually can actually view whatever transaction or record made on a blockchain. Whereas the traditional database is actually being restricted. Let's say if you will want to view a certain company records, their profit and loss, they will not actually give it to you. But for blockchain, as long as it's out, the data is actually out in the blockchain, whereby anyone can refer to all the records easily. So let us talk about the use of crypto for blockchain. So actually, for crypto, it can actually store. It uses as storing transactions. Blockchain act as a ledger to prevent double spending. So it's also auditability is very good because it actually allow anyone can actually verify the historical data on the blockchain. So due to its security, so cryptographic techniques are actually ensure the data integrity. It's not so easy to actually hack into the uh, I mean get the information out from a block. It can be you can get the information out from blockchain easily, but you cannot alter the details easily. So distributed trust, due to its decentralizations, no central authority is needed to manage or verify the data. It all being verified by different participants in the blockchain, like nodes holders. So, in modern terms, there is a lot of projects or even platform out there is actually combining blockchain with database, either off-chain or on-chain. So off-chains are like large or sensitive data is actually stored in the traditional database or a distributed system, like the banks or even the hospitals. So for blockchain that is only stored in the blockchains are mainly the reference, hash reference, or even the for verification purpose only. So in summary, actually blockchain serves the backbone database for cryptocurrency, providing secure and decentralized storage. However, its limitations likely are the scalability and the speed. So often people will use different methods like the hybrid solution whereby traditional database complements blockchain system. So these are some examples of how the on-chain and off-chain works. So on-chain usually, if the data are actually critical data and transactions or even like balances, they are all kept on the on-chain storage. And the large less critical data, they can keep it on the off-chain storage method. So the blockchain are actually they do have off-chain and on-chain storage method. So there are some examples of the on-chain and off-chain. Let us talk about the on-chain storage like Ethereum. So Ethereum actually stores smart contract codes, transaction data, and account balance directly on the blockchain. Example like the ERC20 token balance and the transactions history. So for Bitcoins, so they actually use to store transaction records. So like all the unspent transactions output, it actually tracks who owns how much Bitcoins. All these are actually kept online, the records. So even Solana actually store transaction history and current state of high performance defined applications. A lot of application is actually also using the Solana blockchain. So off-chain are actually also users for store large and less critical data. It actually reduce the on-chain congestions and costs because it's actually much more cheaper and scalable. So let's take a look at some of the off-chain storage, like the Filecoin, a centralized storage network built on IPFS, where users pay to store data. Example like secure and decentralized data storage for Web3 applications. So even Amazon, they actually have a centralized cloud storage used by blockchain project or for non-critical data, storing all the UI asset or large off-chain database for the apps. So we have this chain Oracle network that uses the Chainlink. It actually pulls out real-world data like weather, stock price from external source and feed into smart contract without storing the raw data on chain. So we need to take note both both on-chain and off-chain actually use in tandem, balance the trade-off between cost scalability and decentralization. It actually complement one another. So some of the common blockchain technology uses in for blockchain are some of the financial services, even the smart this supply chain management. They are also all using the on-chain and off-chain storage. So why are we talking about database today? Because database can be actually on-chain or even off-chain. So it all requires blockchain to we always use blockchain to actually store all the database. So for central, so database is actually very important within the Web3 world. Okay, so let me take an example. Why are all these industry looking at uh, database? Because database is actually a very important asset to every single enterprise or entity. Just imagine you have all your database kept in the off-chain storage. Let's say someone is holding it. So one day, if this person intend to sell this record away to your competitors, what will happen? The company might actually get a very uh huge damage due to this action. So that is why more and more people are actually looking to solutions in the blockchain world. And this is also why the blockchain tokens are actually getting more and more valuable, because every single transaction require there will be a reward given by the certain blockchain. For miners like Bitcoin, they actually get rewarded for every single block transactions being validated, and they are actually get a reward from they consider as a miners. They actually mine out Bitcoins when they actually validate a certain amount of transactions recorded. So every single company or even platform requires database very important is that actually need this database to actually uh, grows its communities. So why are we always talking about community consensus? Because without community, a blockchain will not work. Cryptocurrency will not gain its value. So let us take an example of our UBX. If everyone is actually participating in the programs set by UBX platform, the UBX will actually get valuable because everyone is wanting to keep it and probably stake it and actually gain more and or gain or mine out more UBX. This is where the value of UBX will actually gain. So upcoming projects like the UBC is coming on, which require UBC and USDT to be a staking pair to actually mine out the UBC. This is also where the companies have the community consensus to raise its value of UBC. So we actually need to understand the importance of database in the blockchain world. It's actually very related with how the company gain its value. So I hope that today's lesson actually allowed you to understand more about the blockchain, how does blockchain work, and why cryptocurrencies are getting more and more popular due to the different industry coming in to make use of the blockchain to actually keep all their data. So thank you very much. Probably I will give me a second. Let me see. Okay, hope that today actually this sessions is able to let every one of you gain some crypto knowledge on blockchain. Next, I will touch on more about digital asset and or digital, I would say digital finance in blockchain crypto 101 on Thursdays. So hope everyone will actually come and join us. Those that actually do not know how to probably make transactions or even like send the cryptocurrency to another persons can also come into this class that I will actually teach you probably wallets knowledge, how to actually what kind of wallets are there, and mostly anything about the finance in the digital finance in the crypto world. So hope to see you guys on this coming Thursday, and thank you for listening for this crypto 101. And I'm Queenie. Thank you very much.